Hey guys, welcome back to the Stuff of Legend. My name is Dceu. I have another video for you. Today we're going to be doing a fan casting video for DC Batman fan casting, which is going to involve, we're going to start to get into the Batman Rogues will be the next series I am doing for fan casting singles. We're looking at Harvey Bullock, the Gcpd jaded detective. He's a good guy deep down, but he's a very bad guy as well. He means well, and he loves the law, but sometimes he works around it. We're going to be talking about who my top 10 actors are that I think should play this role. And I have a bonus for you if you stick around at the end. I'm going to let you guys take a look at that as well. I usually do these by 10, but regardless, let's go ahead and jump into this video. What's up, guys? So, in case you guys don't know who Harvey Bullock is, I'll read you this little bio so you can just get the gist. But Harvey Bullock is a fictional detective appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly in association with the superhero Batman. Now, what you need to know about him is that most people who know about this character, if you're not a big comic book reader, it's possible you did see the character alongside Detective Jim Gordon in the Batman animated series in the 90s, early 2000s. That was a really awesome series. A lot of people liked the character because he kind of added a complexity to the role of the police department. Sometimes it appeared as if Harvey was maybe a bad guy. He never really trusted Batman. He wasn't for vigilantism because vigilantism was outside of the law. And but he himself sometimes strayed away from the law as well, worked around it, was a little extra rough with some criminals, and but also kind of a witty character, kind of a little bit funny at times, and was played tremendously well by Donald Logue in Gotham. And that was a really great TV series. If you haven't seen that, that's pretty great. But what we're going to cast today is for a version of the character we have yet to see. So we're not talking about recasting Gotham. We're not talking about recasting the versions that we have had before for the animated series Batman the Killing Joke. We're talking about a live action depiction we haven't seen. So either the DCEU, which would be what was formerly Ben Affleck's Batman. Whoever will take up that mantle, or if Ben Affleck will ever come back to that role, that Batman still needs a Harvey Bullock. And also Matt Reeves' Batman does not have a Harvey Bullock yet. And if there are any more Batman like TV series or other films that will be coming out that are unrelated to those universes, like perhaps a Scott Adkins Batman TV series for HBO Max would be awesome. That would be something we can talk about. So let me know in the comments which you prefer. As we go along, feel free to join in, jump in. But we're going to get into some fan casting for Harvey Bullock, the jaded Gotham City Police Department detective. So let's take a look at the first of my many picks. All right, ready? Let's go. So here we go. Awesome. So first up, we have Nathan Fillion. So if you guys know Nathan Fillion, he's actually played a police officer in The Rookie before. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy as that giant monster that Groot shoves the roots up his nose in prison in that space jail. He's also in Castle and Firefly, Serenity, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, plenty of things. But as you can see from these images, he has played cops before. And I think that he has the right personality to kind of get that jaded cop edge, but also have a little fun with it and kind of work around the rules of what you would traditionally hope for what an officer might behave like. And that's kind of the nature of the character of Harvey Bullock. He draws outside of the lines of the law sometimes, but he does have a good heart. He's trying to get justice done. So that's one pick that I like for him. And if you guys don't know, Nathan Fillion is 6'2", 49 years old. I do think that if we're going for a jaded cop type of character, you do want them to be a little bit older. I know there's a lot of cops that are like in their 30s, even early 40s. The youngest the youngest actor on my list today is 45 years old. I'm aiming for a slightly older, getting close to, grinding it out for their pension type of cop. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking jaded. We're talking this guy has seen too much and is no longer hopeful in humanity. That kind of person. So that's what I'm aiming for here. So Nathan Fillion traditionally is, good at humor, good at comedy, but can also pull off that jaded cop, and I think that would do really well with him. So he's pick number 1. Pick number 2, let's go to the second one, is David Harbaugh. So David Harbaugh, you guys know in Stranger Things, he was in that Hellboy movie. He's in Suicide Squad and Black Widow, Quantum of Solace, Equalizer, plenty of things you guys have seen him in. But David Harbaugh, a lot of the times he plays a bad guy, and if he doesn't, he plays a good guy who is still kind of a bad guy. And so you find him playing that jaded cop in Stranger Things. You find him being very, depressed. But he's also the good guy. And I think that's what we're going for exactly. And you see him here again, guys, 6'3". I do think Harvey should be a little taller because you want him to tower over Gordon a little bit. Be close to the height of Batman. I think Batman should be about 6 foot, 6'1", to 6'5". Somewhere in that range. I know 6'5" is quite the leap, but somewhere in that realm is where Batman should probably be, and Harvey should be close to that. So 6'3" is a good balancing point, and I think David Harbaugh is a good actor, especially if you're going for jaded. Here's some of the pictures of him in his role as Hopper in Stranger Things. So again, looks very similar to the look you're going for, kind of like a little bit unkept, a little bit rough around the edges. Just doesn't care much, smoking cigarettes, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm thinking for Harvey Bullock. But let me know what you think about David Harbaugh playing the role of Harvey Bullock. So let's go ahead and go to the next choice. The third choice on the list will be Vince Vaughn. So Vince Vaughn is that 6'5", very tall gentleman, big guy, but he also plays guys that are quick-witted, comedic, but dry, calloused. He plays someone that is also, again, rough around the edges, not exactly a gentleman, but he plays that good guy that is just rough, kind of like rough around the edges personality, not very presentable. That is the kind of guy that we want for Harvey Bullock. Again, on the taller side, 6'5", I don't think it's necessary to have a 6'5" Harvey Bullock, but again, you want him to be close to how big your Batman is, and if you've got someone like Ben Affleck or someone else that's going to be really tall, you want someone really tall, kind of comparably to be that guy. I think that's just a personal opinion. You don't have to follow that rule, and there are other choices on my list that are much shorter, so it's obviously not a rule, but it's just thoughts that I think would convey themselves well if you have Ben Affleck come back to the role or you have another Batman that is taller. I think it would just look nicer. So that's what I'm thinking here. So you guys know him from Dodgeball, Wedding Crashers, but also a more serious role he played was in Brawl in Cell Block 99. And I know a lot of my fan casting homies have been telling me to watch that. I've seen clips on YouTube, and holy cow, like it's a totally different Vince Vaughn like we haven't seen before. Really, really powerful stuff. Really intense movie, that one. I'm looking forward to seeing the full movie, but take a look at this. Even some of the pictures of him next to Mel Gibson look a lot like Harvey Bullock next to Jim Gordon. If you were to put some glasses on Mel Gibson in this photo with him in the mustache, it looks a lot like it'd be Harvey Bullock next to Jim Gordon right there. So I really do like the look of him. I like his personality, his sarcastic sense of humor, very like dry, very like irritated by everyone else's presence. I enjoy that about him. So I think that would go well. And again, he's 6'5" and 50 years old, which again, I think is appropriate if you're going for that jaded cop close to retirement, just trying to grind through it, is starting to really lose all of hope in humanity until Batman shows up, and then it kind of like stirs the pot a little bit for him morally. All right, so that's good. So that's what I have to say about that one. And then next, let's go to my fourth choice, which is John Goodman. Now, John Goodman tops my list as the oldest actor on the list for the role, but I do think that he would do really well, acting wise, personality wise. You guys know him from Roseanne, The Connors, The Big Lebowski, Monsters Inc., The Emperor's New Groove is Pacha, which is one of my favorite films. The Righteous Gemstones, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Let's go. Oh, and The Flintstones. But let's take a look. I mean, he has played cops before. We know that he has. He's been in a lot of roles that do involve a much more serious tone, intensity of personality. I do think he would be a really great choice for that role. If you're, especially in the DCEU, where you have J.K. Simmons playing Jim Gordon. Sorry, I blanked in my mind for a second. J.K. Simmons playing Jim Gordon. He is a lot older. You want to have someone similar to that has long-standing history with Jim Gordon, leadership, but also, again, lost faith and hope in humanity, jaded, works outside of the lines of the law a little bit, but has a good heart, questions Batman all the time. I think that would be a good choice for him because he's a very emotionally heavy actor. Like, he's good at subtlety. He's good at attitude. He's good at personality in a way that's very believable. And I feel like that would be good to have his expertise in that one. So I'm going to go with John Goodman as the oldest on the list. He's 6'2", but he's 67 years old. I think that would be the oldest I would want to go, though, because by then most cops are already retired. I mean, I can't see realistically someone sticking around that long on the force unless they had a personality closer to Jim Gordon. So to me, that's where I would go with that one. All right, next up on the list, let's go over to Bill Burr. So this one was recommended to me in Fancasting Summit 5. I was blown away when I saw the recommendation because I couldn't believe I didn't think of it myself. Physically, doesn't look exactly like what you'd want Harvey Bullock to look like. However, and he is a little bit shorter than actually, I think he's the shortest on my list at 5'10". No, there's one other that's shorter than him, but I'll get to that in a sec. 5'10". He's 51 years old. You can see that here on the page right there. But being in The Mandalorian, we got to see him playing what was his name again? I can't remember. He had the shoulder gun and the two pistols. He was the leader in episode 6 of The Mandalorian season 1 in the prison break episode. Mayfeld, that's what it is. Mayfeld. He played Mayfeld. He was in Breaking Bad, F is for Family, and he's been in a lot of other movies that I haven't seen. Townies. He's been in plenty of his own comedy specials. Very funny guy, but his whole shtick, his whole thing, his whole persona, even in comedy, in stand-up comedy, he is the skeptic, he is the cynic, and he is very jaded. And that's one of the funniest parts about his comedy, is that he's constantly complaining about people complaining, and he just doesn't care anymore. And but he does offer advice, he does offer things, but it's in a comedic way that's really, really fun to listen to. If you haven't heard Bill Burr's comedy, you got to check him out. Great guy, or a great comedian, I should say. Not great guy, I don't know him, but he seems like a good guy. And I really like him in The Mandalorian as well. Can't wait for season 2. I hope he does come back for that. But I do think he would make for a really good personality for Harvey Bullock. Not necessarily the physique for what I'm typically aiming for, but I will say that comedic wise, he'd add a lot to whatever, if it was going to be a show or movie, he'd add a lot to that role. He plays that jaded, cynical role very, very well all the time. That's his thing. So I think it would be very good to have that as well. And I love him there. He has played, I believe he has played a cop before. I don't know what his role was. I haven't seen all of Breaking Bad, so this is the problem with me understanding this role. But you see him here, and he does look like he could fit the role. Or you see him in The Mandalorian. Watch Mayfeld. Him in The Mandalorian is kind of like a a cold, cynical, calculating mercenary for hire. And I think even though that's not the same as a jaded cop, you do find that him being rough around the edges, a little trigger happy, that is something that I think could easily be translated. I think he would fit the role of Harvey Bullock very nicely, and I would love to see that. Here's one without the red hue. Looks pretty cool. I like that one. So anyway, that's my other pick that for number 5. Let's go to number 6. Number 6 is Nick Offerman. So Nick Offerman, you guys know for his role as Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation. And he is 5'11", and he is 49 years old. So I'm really liking his character in that show. I haven't seen him in a whole lot else, if I'm being honest. I haven't seen much of his other work. But Parks and Rec was one of my favorite shows. I still say it is one of my favorite shows, comedic shows. And he is largely responsible for that. I really loved his character, Ron Swanson. But I do love also, again, the character of Ron Swanson would translate nicely. Again, he has that distrust of government. He's jaded. He understands corruption very well. And he also pretends not to care about people in the show. But if you were to translate that to Harvey, it's just as simple as not caring. I think it works really nicely, but we can take a look here and see. He does actually play a cop, apparently, in some version of it. I don't know if this is a cartoon on YouTube or if this is a full show, but it's called Axe Cop. I've never heard of it myself, but I'm seeing it here. And it looks like, let me see, what is this? Yeah, it looks like it's a show, Axe Cop. Never heard of it. Maybe you guys have. Let me know if I should check that out after this. But he would, I think, look really nice in kind of like a detective's uniform. Maybe loosen the tie, get a little sloppier, as opposed to the clean but rugged Ron Swanson. I think that would be really nice. So I would love to see that. Let me know if you guys would like that idea as Ron Swanson translating over to Harvey Bullock. And again, he's 5'11" and 49 years old. All right, next one we have Michael Chiklis. Now, he's one of my favorite choices for this one. You guys probably know him as the Thing from the early Fantastic Four in the early 2000s. Or you probably know him from his role as LAPD officer Vic Mackey from The Shield. And he was also in Gotham. So he's also worked with a Harvey Bullock on Gotham alongside Logue. I don't remember how to say the other actor's last name. But we have Michael Chiklis played a police. I believe he was a commissioner. Yeah, he was the chief of police commissioner, I think it was. I can't remember exactly which role it was. But in Gotham, I really liked him in that. I loved him in the Fantastic Four. I thought he was actually an amazing Ben Grimm. I thought he was great for that. But he also would pull off a very, very good Harvey Bullock. And you can see he's played a cop many a time. This image here on the right is him in Gotham. Then you also have pictures of him, as a cop from his other shows and movies. This is him in The Shield. And he does play like a rough, tough cop that's seen quite too much. And I think that would be really nice. Really smooth transition. And again, he's been on Gotham before. He understands the lore. He understands the characters. I think he would translate very nicely into the role of Harvey. So let me know what you guys think about Michael Chiklis joining in there. Again, he's the shortest on my list at 5'9". He's my height. And he is also 56 years old. So right in that pocket of kind of where I want the age range to closely top out at, but we have a few options here. So next up we have Holt McCallany. I don't know how to say that. McCallany, I think it is. Holt McCallany. And he plays a lot of bad guys, but he was in Mindhunter as another jaded cop, very Harvey Bullock-ish. I'll get to in a second. If you guys haven't seen Mindhunter, you absolutely should check it out. It's pretty crazy. It can get a little dark, but it's not it's not particularly violent. That's what's interesting about it. It's dark but not violent. It's cerebral. For an investigation show. Pretty cool stuff. But it's he's 6'2", 56 years old, and Holt McCallany. Watch this. So this is him in Mindhunter, next to the main character here, and he kind of does play the Harvey Bullock, the cynical, jaded cop, next to the young, spry. It's very much like Gotham, how Commissioner Gordon was still up and coming. He was, he was a beat cop, and then slowly working his way up to be the most trusted on the force for his opposition to corruption. In this case, he would be the sidekick to that, who is much more jaded. And I know I'm using that word quite a bit, but that's I'm targeting in on what I want for Harvey, and that is what it is. So I can see this for Holt McCallany, but I want to know what you guys have to say about Holt. Let me know if you guys like him for the role, or if you think that one of the other choices is better. All right, let's go to the next one. So after we have Holt McCallany at 6'2", 56 years old, we have John C. Reilly. So this one's a little bit outside the box. I do feel like visually he's close. I think visually he does fit the bill. What I think would be the challenge for John C. Reilly is really to pull off the serious character acting. So for me, I would really like to see something much more serious. He's very good at comedy. In Guardians of the Galaxy, he had a toned down comedic role. It was much more serious, but it allowed for comedic comic relief. It allowed for comic relief that released that tension, so his role wasn't so serious. And I think that did him a favor. It did him favors in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I would like to see him go a little closer to all the way in a serious role playing Harvey Bullock. I think his look is right. 6'2", 54 years old, right age, right height, right build. I mean, he's not supposed to be ripped or anything. But we also can see he has played cops, he's played detectives. Most of the time it is for comedic roles. But in the case of Harvey, like I mentioned prior, I think he would do well to tone back the humor to sarcasm, and mostly dry sarcasm, and then just go for that real that real kind of serious tone. So I think that would be cool. But let me know if you guys think that would work, or if you think, hey, maybe he should just go all the way with comedy and just let it be more of an angry comedic type of comedy, or what have you. Let me know your thoughts down below. So after John C. Reilly, who's number 9, let's go to number 10. This is the last one on the list before the bonus pick. We have Rainn Wilson. Now, again, Rainn Wilson's really good at having a gruff, unkept look, being rough around the edges, and we know from him playing Dwight, although there are moments of him and his the gooey center of his heart being revealed, he plays someone really cold and calloused as Dwight Schrute. So I think that it would be really nice to have him have a crack at Harvey Bullock. 6'2", 54 years old, is exactly the same age and height as John C. Reilly, and the same height as Holt McCallany, a couple years younger, but right in the ballpark of where a lot of my other choices are. I think physically he fits the role, and again, you take a look at him right here, and he looks disheveled. He looks like he doesn't really care. He could be at the police station right there eating donuts while Jim is out there trying to get cases solved, and then he drags him out, and I think he's got the right persona. I think he embodies what I'm targeting for Harvey Bullock, but just in a way that would be closer to maybe a Dwight Schrute degree of uncaring. And I think that would be an interesting way to play the character. But let me know what you guys have to say. I personally think Rainn Wilson would be great. You let me know. Again, it's my list, so of course I think it's okay. But if I want to hear what you guys have to say, because that's what really matters at the end of the day, what you guys think about these. All right, so now that's number 10. I'm going to give you guys the bonus pick and then I'll show you guys an image I created for my top 2 choices on the list, okay? So this is the last name here that we're about to do. We have Donald Logue. Now, again, he's the guy that played Harvey in Gotham, but he did such an amazing job playing that role. I think that it would be a gift to any studio to take him back and allow them to put him back in the role. He really did just perfectly embody the version of Harvey Bullock that we knew from the animated series. We liked, we loved. He brought that to life so wonderfully in the show Gotham. He was actually one of my favorite parts of that show. And I think it would be really cool to have him back. He looks great in the role. He performs perfectly well in the role. All the right character acting for that character. So if they can find it, whether it be in a TV show, whether it be in the new Matt Reeves film, whether it's in the DCEU, I say find a way to make that happen. I would love to see that. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. He, again, is 54 years old and 5'10", so even after his time on Gotham, he's in the target age that I'm looking for. So I think that that would be perfect. Let me know what you think down below. And I want to show you guys. Oh yeah, these are the images of him, again, as Harvey. So many of the images we've seen for some of the other actors look very much like this. Again, it's a standard uniform for cops, for detectives. General business attire is pretty close unless you're going for the trench coat look. And I like the trench coat look. So I hope that, especially if you're going to do like Vince Vaughn, go for that trench coat look. Bill Burr, go for that trench coat look. That's more or less what I'm thinking there. But now for the image that I created. So this image here, I created on Photoshop so you guys could see this. But my Harvey Bullock choice here, let me move my cursor here. You can see Vince Vaughn on the left is my #1 pick for the role. My #2 pick is Michael Chiklis. And I think that both of these guys would be absolutely phenomenal in the role. And I hope whether it be in a film, whether it be in Matt Reeves' film or the DCEU, or whether it be in like a Scott Adkins TV show or just any other TV show for Batman, which would I think is past due. I think we need another Batman TV series because we keep getting movie after movie after movie. We haven't had a series since the 60s. And I think it's, since the 60s series, I think it carried over into 70 if I'm not mistaken. But 66, 67, 68, 69, I think it ran 4 seasons. Maybe it didn't reach the 70s. But I'll have to just double check that. But anyway, I would love to see this happen. And I prefer Vince Vaughn, but Michael Chiklis I think is a great second choice for that. Perhaps even better because of his experience playing cops. But anyway, let's take some comments. So thank you guys so much for joining that fan cast. I'm going to switch my screen now so that you guys can see me here. And I can take your comments from the side because many of you guys have joined in. Sorry it took a while to get through the fan casting video. It's about 30 minutes in right now. So I'm going to take these and then I'll close it out. But thank you guys so much. So Nerdy Blurb TV, what's up, dude? What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man. Here on the live stream, says, yo, just wanted to say hi, brother. Bedtime for me. I know it's pretty late for you. You're a couple hours ahead of me, and it's pretty late for me too. So thank you for stopping in. Thanks for saying hey. You're the best, man. I can't wait to see more from you, more about those collaborative events coming up soon. I know there's a lot cooking on your channel. Everyone should go check out Nerdy Blurb, subscribe to his channel after this, then come back here and subscribe to mine. So we have Daniel's Hot Topic says, ever play Batman games? I love the Arkham games, but the worst Batman game is Batman Dark Tomorrow. I've never played Batman Dark Tomorrow, but I played Arkham Knight. Batman Arkham Knight before Spider-Man on PS4 was it was the best single player game I've ever played. I love that game. That was absolutely beautiful. And the reason why Spider-Man surpasses it, because it's literally the same kind of game. It's the same. They modeled it almost identically after Batman. So the same free flow, fighting style where you like you have certain hit buttons, certain dodge, counter, block, and you just kind of free flow fight. And then when someone's about to attack you, you counter or dodge or jump or what, you know, you do different things. It's a really fun game. The mobility is great. The storyline's fantastic, but the amount of side missions planted throughout the game is ridiculous and so much fun. I absolutely love Arkham Knight. The story blew me away. I absolutely loved the storyline for that game. I played it like 3 or 4 times. It's so much fun, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get. That's one of the reasons why I want a Batman TV series, because we need storytelling. We need like long form storytelling with a recurring actor. We need something that's stable too, but that's also oriented around Batman being a detective and Batman being the greatest fighter. You know what I mean? Like strategist, detective, fighter. Focus on those 3 things. I say get Scott Adkins in there. You don't have to talk too much. You could have it be like fight of the week, or you know, like every episode's like a different villain, different case he has to crack, and then a giant showdown at the end of it. It can be formulaic. I don't care. I want that. I want a martial arts Batman, because we've gotten pretty much everything else for the different aspects of Batman throughout the years. But we haven't seen Batman the fighter. Closest thing we got to that was definitely Ben Affleck. But still, I think there's much more we could do with Batman, because he's a ninja, for goodness sakes. Like, he studies martial arts. He trains all the time, and yet we don't see him be a martial artist. We see him like street brawling. It's kind of dumb. And that's one of the reasons why I love Batman, but I want more, and I want more in the way that I like Batman, which is him as a fighter, strategist, detective. And so those are the things that I want to see. All right, and so next we have Daniel's Hot Topics. What a broken game. I have not played the Batman Dark Tomorrow, unfortunately. So if that's the crappy game you're referring to, I apologize that you had to endure that. It's always a bummer when you get a game you're excited to play and it's total garbage. Very few things are as disappointing as that unless you paid full price for it. So that's even worse. Next, we have Jeffrey Lane. John Goodman would have been good Harvey Bullock. Yes, I agree. I think John Goodman would be a surprisingly amazing Harvey. I think he would be able to really pull at your heartstrings, make you even feel for a guy that's working outside of the law to accomplish the law. Really, really hard to do, but he could make that happen. I believe that. The sheriff from Stranger Things, I was going to say to him, wow. And then, wow, you picked John Goodman like me. John Goodman is the best pick to me. Yes, I love John Goodman, and I think that Hopper from Stranger Things is also a great choice. There's a lot of good choices out there, and I know I did not pick them all for sure. But please let me know if you guys, after this video, during the video, just drop those names in the comments. I'd love to hear about those, talk to you guys about those. And I think I'm going to start doing these fan casting single videos live from now on, so that we can get your opinions involved in these. And if you know anyone that likes fan casting, send them my way. Have them subscribe, have them turn on notifications so that they can be part of this too. They got channels. I'd love to have them on. I'd love to collaborate. We could do a video or something together. That'd be great. And then Daniel's Hot Topic says, I think John Goodman would make a fantastic Harvey Bullock. Also, I used to watch him on Roseanne back in the 90s when I was a kid, so it would be nice to see him. Yeah, no, he's great. I liked the show Roseanne. I like that it had alternate opinions. You know, like it's very rare to see nowadays any kind of conservative television. It's pretty rare, or to see conservative ideas represented fairly. Very, very rare nowadays. Most of the stuff you see nowadays is very one-sided politically, and I try not to get too political on here, so I won't go too much further than that. But I agree with you. I think he's great. I think it'd be a breath of fresh air to see him again, because I really liked him on Roseanne. And then you should get Discord. Discord would be cool. I think that would be. I need to learn how to use it. I don't use it enough. I have it downloaded on my phone, but I never really took the time to learn it. So maybe I'll watch some videos, have some of my buddies show me kind of how to use it, and then maybe we can set that up so that could be part of the part of this setup. That'd be fun. So, however, whatever I need to do to help you guys get engaged, I want your guys' opinions. That's what's fun for me. If there's not if there's no discussion, no kind of back and forth of ideas, I don't have a lot of fun. You know, it's not very fun to sit in front of a camera and do it by yourself, but it is fun to get like someone's opinion. If I say I love a movie and you say, no, it sucks, I can say why. And then we can talk about why you think it sucks or why you love it, you know, that kind of thing. And so we can exchange ideas. That's fun to me. I like that. So yeah, I agree. Maybe I'll look into getting Discord. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want to support my channel, please do me a favor. There's a few ways that you can support me. And there's a few ways that are free and a couple that are that do cost money, but it gets you something. So that's really cool. So the free ways obviously are like this video, share it with some nerds that love fan casting or love Batman. Leave some comments, leave your favorite casting choices down below. Engage with me. Tell me you liked my choices. Tell me you hated my choices. Whatever it is, let me know. And then subscribe and turn on notifications. That'll keep you engaged. So when I go live in the wee hours of the night or in the morning or wherever it is, you can join me and be part of these videos. That's why I like to do them live, so that I can have you guys be part of the channel too. That's my favorite. And then if you'd like to support me financially, I have something cool for you. Check this out. Let me see if I can pull this up. Aha, there we go. So the link in the description below is going to send you to tpublic.com. It's going to send you to my merch store, and you can check out all the different t-shirts I have. I've got much more than just my brand, my logo. I've got all kinds of fun designs about Scott Adkins Batman, Boyka Batman. If you guys like Ben Affleck or any of the other actors like Will Arnett that have played Batman in the past, Adam West, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Christian Bale, you name it. I've got Joker designs, all kinds of fun stuff, and it's really easy. You just go to the website, linked in the bio, and you can just click on, you know, hey, maybe you want the t-shirt in red. You know, maybe you want it in this charcoal color. You know, you can get it for your lady and that kind of stuff. And these things are cool because it helps me and my channel. It helps put food on my family's on my table. You know, I got kids and stuff, but I can also upgrade to better tech, better resources so that I can get better lighting, better cameras, and make this experience better for you guys. That's my goal. Is I want to try to grow this channel to be something that is really fun for everybody. Because that's what I want. I want to be able to connect with everybody about your favorite things, about my favorite things, and then talk about those and have conversations. That's my jam. So, this will get you some cool merch, whether you like stickers, pins, mugs, sweaters, hoodies, wall art, bags, totes, magnets, even other items now that are coming out soon will be like face masks. So right now they're sold out, but they're going to have those back up soon. But lots of options. You can just have them shipped to your door. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to support the channel financially, get yourself some cool merch. I won't ask for your money just for the sake of money, but I would love to get you a t-shirt if you're willing to make that purchase. So I appreciate that. And then again, of course, the obvious free alternative is like, share, subscribe, and comment. Those things are going to help my channel grow so I can get to 1,000 subscribers and make money that way. Because right now I'm making no money from YouTube. It's all through the TeePublic. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, again, do those things to support me. Check me out on social media. I've got a ton of posts. I repost a lot of fun stuff, news, things like that. So you can stay tuned with what's going on out there. And I'm going to be making a lot more fan casting videos just like this one very soon. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more right here on The Stuff of Legend. Hey guys, D-Lo here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to share this video with all of your nerd friends. I know you got them, and you know who they are. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about this discussion. Let me know what you would like to see me do a video on next. Subscribe to the channel because you're a legend, and we have that in common. Also be sure to turn on notifications to be notified right away when I upload my next video.
or so that you can be alerted when I go live next time. That way you'll never miss a thing. Check out the other videos on the channel so that we can have a discussion on all your favorite movies and TV topics. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more right here on The Stuff of Legend.